Alrighty, welcome back to Shock and Shock. I'm your host, Trisha Gillis, and today is now day 20. On day 21 of the 31 Days of Horror, I will make it. Today's the day we get caught up. But anyway, part 1, Mr. Crocket, a 2024 film by Brandon Espy. It is a Hulu original, so I went into this with very low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised. So the film is about this sort of cursed videotape of this Mr. Crocket show. I forget what the full title is. Mr. Crockett's World, I believe. It's supposed to be like Mr. Rogers, very much like a similar vein. If you know who Mr. Rogers is, you know what to expect from that. But Mr. Crocket can come out of the videotape and take children into his dimension, sort of, as well as killing their parents. So after some time, a VHS tape, we see it work one time, and then another person grabs it, and so starts this process. The concept of a cursed videotape is obviously not something super original, and this is yet another one of those twisted takes on childhood, childhood favorite shows and corrupted childhood shows. And while it doesn't specifically name any, it is supposed to be like Mr. Rogers and children TV program. Now, that's not to say the film is bad. I think the concept is definitely capitalizing on this whole thing or phenomenon that's sort of going on right now. But it's very fun. Surprisingly, I actually really enjoyed this. It's not perfect by any means, but the special effects in this are surprisingly fun. There's some actually pretty decent kills in this. It gets gorier than you'd expect. Mr. Crocket himself, played by Elvis Nolasco, super good. Definitely the reason this is good. His performance as Mr. Crocket is super fun. I really enjoyed his whole thing. He got super into the role, and while I think the script is not necessarily the best, it's very cheesy and tonally kind of inconsistent sometimes. He definitely makes it a step above. I gave this a 3.5. I think he raised it by at least 1.5 star to a full star in this, and elevates it to something better than I would expect. And I think the pacing in this is pretty good. Never boring, and it turns into sort of a mystery about what Mr. Crocket is, and while this isn't anything super original, I think it does its job quite well. And I think our central protagonist, Summer, played by Jerrica Hinton, she's really good in this as well. So our two major, the protagonist and antagonist, are played by really qualified people that I think really did a good job. Summer especially is a very strong single mother character, and I always liked that. That's something you don't see super often, a strong female lead who takes care of her kid while also fighting this evil and being well-rounded as a character. She doesn't seem over the top or overly heroic. She's just a person that's been stuck into this scenario, and I think she did a really good job as that. Major, the central child character played by Aidan Gavin, for a child actor, does quite a good job. I know kid acting can be hit or miss, but with the script and everything, he's just supposed to be a regular kid. He's very believable, so I think he did a good job there. I think some of the dialogue is a little heavy-handed at times. There's a lot of stuff keeping this from being a 5 or a better film. The script is not perfect. I think tonally, like I said, it's a little inconsistent. It doesn't know if it wants to be depressing or funny at times. It goes from one very depressing scene with an addict parent to being sort of goofy with Mr. Crocket himself, and Mr. Crocket's world is sort of goofy and weird, and then it goes a little bit into the scarier direction. I couldn't tell if it was wanting to be lighthearted or darker sometimes. I think overall, I was really surprised by this. I know some people I've on Letterboxd, or people I'm friends with in real life, have not enjoyed this, and some have enjoyed it more than I do. So I think either way, whichever way you end up being on this, I think it's worth a watch. It's a good, you can watch it with mixed company. type of movie. God, my cat is getting my headphones. Um, so I think it's definitely a crowd pleaser, but it definitely goes a little bit harder on the gore and creativity than a lot of other stuff. Like Mr. Crocket turns a chair into like a monster and stuff like that, and it does get pretty gruesome at times. Another thing as well that I really appreciated about this is they really Mr. Crocket plays into that evil Mr. Rogers concept really a lot. So like a lot of his kills have to do with stuff that like Mr. Rogers would do or what a children's character actor like that would do. Um, like there's a kill in this involving like eating your vegetables and stuff like that. So yeah, well worth a watch in my opinion. It's not going to be the greatest thing you ever see. It's not one of my favorite movies of the month, but I think for what it is, I was pleasantly surprised. So check it out. That's it for this review. Thanks for watching. Keep your notifications on. Make sure to subscribe out. And as always, zero thoughts, zero editing, zero brain cells, and zero planning. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.